And a beautiful day begins with a beautiful mindset. I'm not going to hold you too long. I just want to share this message that's placed on my heart, and then I'm going to be on my way. So, you are right where you need to be. I know, I know. It may not feel like it because you feel like you're not where you need to be. You're not where you would like to be. You'd rather be there. Things will be better if, when. But what if where you are right now is right where you need to be? What if you decided to fully, truly lean in to everything that is presenting itself to you right here, right now, instead of trying to run away from it, change it, deflect it, project it, deny it, escape it, numb it? What if you chose to fully embrace what you're being presented with right now? What if that's the whole point of your current circumstances? Because even when it seems unfavorable, what if it's still working in your favor? Even when it doesn't feel good, what if it's still working for your good? I think a lot of the times we underestimate God. We underestimate what God is doing in our lives. We underestimate the power that God has. We underestimate even the ability that we have in ourselves to be able to endure what we're currently being faced with. You're more powerful than you realize. What would happen if you decided to fully tap into the power that God has placed on the inside of you? And you decided to live out loud, and you decided to live in truth, and you decided to live in love, and you decided to embrace your current circumstances rather than trying to get away from them. What if? These are all just, possibilities. But I want you to remember that your mentality becomes your reality. We don't see things as they are, we see things as we are. And so, if whatever I'm faced with, if I tell myself it's hard, it's challenging, I'm not good at, I don't like, then how I perceive these circumstances and what I do based on that perception is going to affect and impact the outcome. Just think about it. That conversation that you're afraid to have is because you've already told yourself it's going to turn out bad or negative, or the confrontation that you're avoiding is based in fear because you don't want it to turn out negatively rather than being intentional, because confrontation doesn't always have to lead to negativity. Confrontation just means I'm willing to confront what is in front of me. I'm willing to face it. I'm willing to address it. I'm willing to acknowledge it. I'm willing to communicate about it. And if you're doing that with love and from love, the best thing that you can do, then there's nothing more that you can ask of yourself. But a lot of the times we stop ourselves from showing up because we're trying to determine the outcome. And that's never our responsibility. Your responsibility is the input, not the output. Your responsibility is the input, not the output. So what you put in is going to determine what you get out. It doesn't mean that it's going to come out the way that you want it to be or think it should be. No. It's you showing up in alignment with who you say you are and who you desire yourself to be. So what if where you are right now is exactly where you need to be to learn those necessary skills, to gain that necessary tool, to have that necessary relationship or conversation, to whatever it may be. This space that you're in right now has something to offer. And I know so often we're trying to get there. Once I get the money, then I'll. Once I get the relationship, then I'll. Once I get the status, then I'll. Once I get the... Life is not a journey. Life is not a destination, it's a journey. And so the journey is step by step, moment by moment, breath by breath, decision by decision, intention by intention. A lot of times we're so focused on our perceived destination that we're not even being mindful of what we're doing or how we're getting there, or if even what we're doing is aligning us with the destination that we desire to be in, be at. What if everything that you have right now is everything that you need? And what if there's nothing missing? How would your life change if you stopped telling yourself that something is missing? And what if you just chose to make the most out of what you have? I was listening to Sarah Jakes and Mel Robbins the other day, and she was talking about using what's in your cupboard. A lot of the times we want to make something with ingredients that we don't have. But what if you just opened your cupboard? What if you just opened up what you have in your life and use what's in there? What could you create? That's what God is asking us to do. Use what he's giving you. Use what you have right now. You can't make what's in somebody else's cupboard. You can't be like, well, if I just had that cinnamon, then I'll be able to. But you don't have the cinnamon. You got salt and pepper, and you got some garlic powder and onion powder. What can you do with that? Okay, maybe it's not your season to be baking sweets. I hope this makes sense. I'm a foodie, so food references come easily to me. But anyway, I digress. What you have is what you need. And where you are is where you need to be. And if you chose to align with that mentality, how would your life change and evolve? What would you do differently? Instead of feeling like you're not equipped, or you don't have, or you're not, or you can't, what if you stopped focusing on the things that don't bring you closer to your goals? Because distractions are only the things that you notice when you take your eye off your goal. I don't tell myself what I can't do or what I'm not able to do. I'd rather focus on what I can do and what I am able to do. It's a better use of my time, my energy, my focus. So instead of saying, well, I can't, I don't even like those words. I can't. No, I don't know. Whether you think you can or you can't, you're right. The narrative that you tell yourself, the narrative that you subscribe to, that mentality, that those thoughts that you keep on loop, that is determining the quality of your life. So are those thoughts empowering you or disempowering you? Are they moving you forward or are they keeping you stuck? Is it calling you to your higher self or is it keeping you in that lower vibration? Only you get to decide what you will entertain. And a lot of us are focused so much outward that we're not even paying attention to what we're thinking, feeling, and doing. You're free to do whatever you want to do. But guess what? You're not free from the consequences of your choices. You're not free from the ripple effect that your decisions have. So, what will you choose? What will you choose? Choose this day whom you will serve. Will you serve the spirit or will you serve the flesh? Will you serve God or will you serve the world? Will you serve love or will you serve fear? Perhaps everything that you need, you already have. And perhaps if you were intentional about using what you have, you wouldn't feel like there's anything that you lack. Okay, you might not be where you want to be right now, but what if where you are is right where you need to be? What can you do in this moment to align with where you desire to be? So for myself, a reflective question that I ask self often is, what would the version of me that I desire to be do in this situation? What would the version of me that I desire to be say in this situation? And then I can choose to do that. So sometimes it's having the hard conversation, but doing it with love and with grace. Sometimes it's being silent and not saying anything at all. Sometimes it's not hanging out with the people and being in the places that I once did because it doesn't align with the version of me that I desire to be. But to do the same thing and expect different results, that's the definition of insanity. If there's a change that you wish to see, then that is the change that you, my friend, must be. Everything that I'm sharing with you, I've shared and am sharing with myself. So, as I minister to you, I minister to myself. Yeah, sometimes you have to encourage yourself. You have to tell yourself what it is that you need to hear. You need to hold yourself accountable. You need to support yourself. You need to be disciplined. is really not about anybody else. Your life is about you. Your life is about you. You're the main character. What are you doing with your life? This gift. Are you making the most out of it? Are you taking it for granted? Are you playing in God's face? Taking advantage of God's grace? Because tomorrow's not promised, my love. An hour from now is not promised. The only thing that's a guarantee is yesterday. The only other thing that's a guarantee is death. So, we know that life is a gift, and we know that none of us are getting out alive. And the fact that we just move through life as if we'll always have time, and as if, everything's happening to us, not through us, not for us, keeps us stuck. It keeps us lacking. But God has created us to be holy. Be ye holy, for I am holy. To be holy means to be set apart, to be spiritual, to be sacred, to be divine. God has created you with a purpose. We know that God creates with the end in mind. There's a purpose in you that God has created you for. What you doing with it? Are you using the tools that you have? Or are they just in your cupboard, expiring? So that's what I wanted to pose you today. What if where you are is right where you need to be? And what if there's nothing that you're lacking? What if everything that you have is everything that you need? And what would happen if you started to and you chose to put those things into to begin to implement them, to put them into practice, to put them into play? How would your life evolve? That's it. That's all. That's all I got for you. I pray that you have a beautiful rest of your day, that things flow smoothly. It's a beautiful sunshiny day here, and I'm grateful. I'm at the studio. Had my ribbon cutting this weekend, y'all. My heart was so full, so full. I just taught my first class of the day, and so now I'm about to get ready to head out, meet with one of my sister friends, and have some food, and then do some other things. Let me show YouTube as well, the studio space. So I just want to remind you that your life is your masterpiece. But are you choosing to master peace? Or are you subscribing to chaos, to fear, to those things that don't serve you and your highest expression, your highest self? It's always your choice. So choose wisely. That's all I got for y'all. I'm going to release you back into your day. God loves you, and so do I. Till next time. Peace.